Well, hello, friends, and happy Friday to one and all. I hope you're doing well. It is great to be back here. Enjoyed the vacation, but it's always good to come back home. And missed you guys last week, so much so that I put up a very poor live stream at some point, which will not stay up for much longer. So if you want to go see me making if you want to go see me, I may be taking that down later this weekend. Let's see who we have here assembled tonight before we get into it. There's David G showing up quite early tonight. Good to see you, David. Poem, Jeffrey Feinberg, Ghost Rider, David Bookshop, Chris Weber. It was an early start, Chris, indeed. Let's see. And those guys just talked for a while. There's Big Dave. Good evening, Big Dave. Gary Edminster. Piper Okie. Good to see you, Piper Okie. Off to Ocean City this morning. Oh, just arrived this morning. Well, I warmed it up for you, Piper Okie. I hope you appreciate that. Big Dave, how did who drill into their arm? Pipe Fool, how you doing, Andrew? Good to see you. There's Rick Spence, Go Thunder. Oklahoma. Gotcha. Yeah, sure, why not? Algonquin Briar, good to see you tonight. Big Country Briar. Yeah, it was entertaining, wasn't it? Yeah, we went back out. No, that was not a wrap for the day. No, I did not wrap any days up early. I lived life to the fullest, believe me. Uh, James Steidle. Hello, my friend. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island. Thank you, Tony. It's good to be back. And I fell way behind there. I think I might have dallied a bit too long. Let's see. Lord Hogarth, Flint Hill Briar, Doug Owen, Alex Saunders Jr., Jeffrey Feinberg. Might have caught some of you already. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. There's the Smooth Piper. Good evening, Peter. And I believe we are caught up. So, hello, everyone. It's good to see you all. And it is good to be back. I missed you last week, but we did have fun. We had a great time. And I have to admit, sorry, lost my temper. I have to admit, I about this, we were there for 4 nights, and about the second night, I was thinking, God, I gotta do this for another 2 nights. I was just tired, but we had fun, and beyond that, it was just a good time. Hot, really hot. I mean, our hotel, it was a white facade and facing the ocean, so the sun would rise, and go at 6 o'clock in the morning, it was like walking into an oven. It wasn't so bad down on the beach, but just I think the reflection of that white facade and the sun just being right there, boy, it was blistering hot. So did not spend much time outside on the patio during the day. In the evening, it was not bad. Big Bob 1115. Good to see you. Wish you could enjoy a bowl, but you have to get ready for work. Sorry about that, but hey, maybe after work you can grab one. I carped quite a few DMs there, Cole. Yeah. Bona Piper, good evening. You can never be late, my friend. There's Bob Kraus. And 1PS. Hello there. A happy waving frog. Very nice. Very nice. So, yeah, all in all, was a good time. One of the things I managed to do was drink alcohol. Not excessively, but a lot more than I usually do. And so I'm not drinking tonight for my sins. But Cypress Piper, good evening to you. I had one interesting pipe-related experience. One of my pipes I took was the Lane Crown Achievement Billiard that you see me smoke once in a while. And I picked that up and I walked out onto the patio, and as I was closing the door, the stem just fell right out of the bowl. And I thought, that's odd, that's never happened before. And it was incredibly loose. I mean, it was just spinning around. Uh, so I did what I often advise people to do, but have never had to do myself. So I'll tell you in just a minute. Hey, Eric, the blue collar pipe smoker. I missed being at the Albany show. Really did. I would have loved to have gotten together with you guys. The pictures were great. Uh, but yeah, hopefully, Eric, I'll see you in Columbus this year. In with both feet. Good evening. No pipe in the house, but he has a Modelo Negra open. Good enough. Good enough. Uh, there's Patrick Grant. How you doing tonight, Patrick? So yeah, anyway, the stem is just, I mean, it was incredibly loose. It just was falling out. So I ran the tenon underwater just to get it wet. I put it in, turned it around a couple times. It was still very loose. Packed it, started to smoke it, and about 30 seconds later, I went and it was as tight as could be. I was very impressed that that trick that I've been telling people to try for years actually worked that well. I've used it on loose stems, but never one that was just literally falling out. And it the rest of the time, the rest of that day, it stayed in. So pretty interesting. Paul Johnson, hello. Good to see you. He's having Solani Silver Flake and a mirror. Poem asks, did I see the group haiku? Did I miss a group haiku? Oh my goodness. I guess I didn't, Poem. I'm sorry. It will take me an hour to go back and find it, but I bet it was quite nice. Eric, I've been considering it for the last 3 or 4 years. I just always something comes up, and this year I was ready to call to make my hotel reservations, and my wife said, "Oh, I made reservations for the beach," and of course it was that weekend. So such is life. Although I bet I had a better time at the beach than I would have had at the pipe show. I know that's probably not nice to say, but it's true. It's a nicer beach in Ocean City, Maryland, than in Albany, New York. I've been to both places. Ocean City has the better beach. I did not make it to Smoking Rings, Piperoki. To be honest, I'm not even sure I remember what Smoking Rings was. We did go to quite a few very nice restaurants and bars. And the last night we were there, we had a fantastic time. I'm going to talk about this on Sunday. I've decided I want to do a full video on this. I took lots of pictures and video and stuff, and but we went to a nice restaurant, one of the nicer restaurants on the strip there, and enjoyed some live entertainment that was just it I can't even capture it in a word, but it it was special. It was just special. It was a lounge lizard type singer, but he's a real, he knew how to work the crowd. It was a lot of fun. Gary Edminster Peterson XL 302 with vanilla custard and black coffee. Good deal there, Gary. We did get down to the boardwalk one night. Yeah, there's a seafood restaurant on the boardwalk called Harrison's, I believe, that we try to hit every year. And honestly, it wasn't as good this year. Did you see the great white shark on the trip to Ocean City? It was the 50th anniversary of Jaws release. Yeah, I know it was the 50th anniversary. I saw that in some article that went by Big Dave. There was I believe there's a great white on the boardwalk that we saw, but I didn't pay much attention to it, to be honest. But the boardwalk has a wonderful little I don't know what you would call it, an arcade, an amusement park. It's an indoor amusement park with one of these great old original wooden carousels, and all other kinds of like toys that toys, rides that if you were my age you would remember from when you were a kid. They had about, I don't know, maybe 6 amusement rides, all indoors, which was kind of interesting. But they had bumper cars, they had the whip. Uh, yeah, it was fun. We didn't go on any rides, but it was just fun, especially that carousel. It was so cool to see that, and the hand carved horses and beautiful carvings. Lurker Troy, how you doing tonight, Troy? And Flint Hill, did I say hello to you? There's Lukester. I'm losing track of who I said hello to and who I did not. Yeah, Cole, it was a great time. We really did have a lot of fun. And I think the secret is you gotta develop a routine. You go someplace once, twice, it's fun, but once you've been there 3 or 4 times, you start to know what it is you want to do, what it is you don't want to do, and you can take advantage of stuff that you already know, and it just for some reason becomes a lot more fun and entertaining once you develop that routine. Armchair Piper, how you doing tonight, Ed? Haiku is, I thought you had to do 5 syllables, then 7 syllables, then 5 syllables. At least that's classical haiku, not 17-syllable free verse. But you can do 17-syllable free verse if you like a stone skipping across the skill pond and the ripples continue. Ah, okay. Well, that's nice poem. I did miss it earlier, but it's very pretty. Haiku usually does involve nature, though, which that does involve nature. It's an interesting form of poetry. Piper said, I did not have any whole crab, but I had a cream of crab soup one night. I had plenty of crab on top of fish. There was crab eaten, but not any whole crabs. Ah, it's a smoke shop. Okay, no, Piper. Okay, I did not go to any smoke shops. No, none of that stuff. And I didn't see the Shire restaurant, so no, didn't do that. We went to Harrison's. Figure Island was the one I was talking about that we were there for the last night. The other places. Oh, we went to a place called Fishtails, which my wife really wanted to go to. This is funny. I'll tell you the story because I will not tell the story on Sunday. It doesn't fit in with the rest of what I wanted to talk about on Sunday. Fishtails, it's a tourist trap, but it was fun. It's this big, like harborfront, outdoor, semi-indoor restaurant, and I think by design you've got like an hour and a half wait for dinner, because it's just crazy. The number of people that were waiting an hour and a half for dinner. So we go up and they say, my wife really wanted to eat here for some reason. So I say, okay, I'll wait an hour and a half. I don't care. I was not allowed to smoke a pipe anywhere I went, Big Dave. I had to smoke it in my car or on the balcony with the threat of a $250 fine. So I was not allowed to smoke anywhere. But anyway, so we go to this place and they say it's an hour and a half wait, but it turns out you can go to the bar and there's all this outdoor seating and stuff, and you can just wander around, you can get drinks, you can go back to the bar anytime you want. So you get to hang out on the harbor front for an hour and a half and drink. And I think that's the reason why there's an hour and a half wait. I don't think they couldn't somehow move you through there more quickly. They probably make more money from the people waiting than they make from the people eating. So anyway, yes, no, I do enjoy haiku. I just have never done one in a live stream, but I like the idea. Maybe we'll have a haiku contest some night, Paul. So we get, we're waiting out and we're getting drinks, and we're having a big old time. We're watching the sun come down and go down, whatever. And people watching and stuff, and they're gonna send us a text message when our name gets called and all that. And So we're sitting there, I'm checking my watch. I said, yeah, it's been like an hour and 40 minutes. Do you want to check and see? And she pulls out her phone, and sure enough, they sent her a text message like more than a half an hour earlier that we missed. And the funny thing is we both went, oh, well, let's go somewhere else and eat. It was just, we had so much fun just hanging out there. But I just on a lark went up to the hostess and explained the situation, and she very kindly said, I'm so sorry, just get your wife and wait here, and the next available seat we'll give to you. And they did, and we had a really nice seafood. It was a good seafood actually, worth the wait. So that was a fun night, and yeah, I enjoyed it. Let's see. A pipe and a good tobacco. This is a good thing, indeed. 1 PS, indeed. Did I go to the playground? No. I'm sorry, Pipe Rogue. It's probably going to be easier for me to just list the places I went. Um, we did go to the Bull on the Beach one night for dinner, which is nothing terribly fancy, but they're known for their beef. And they did have some good beef. We went to the first night there, we were having trouble finding anything. They didn't have a long wait. And we went to what the heck was it called? I can't think now. It looked almost like it was a hotel restaurant, but it wasn't. And it was a really good, we had a burger and fries, so it wasn't anything fancy, but it was really good. It might have just been because we were so hungry. And where else did we go? Went to MR Ducks. I talked about that in the video I made while I was there, which is always a lot of fun. Went to something monkey, bad monkey or dirty monkey or angry monkey or some monkey for breakfast one day. The crowns are I tried to disable the crowns, Doug. I actually spent some time today. I researched it. I have turned off the crowns, but unfortunately, the only thing that I can do is I can turn off the crowns so that I opt out when I'm in a live stream. So that's what I've done. So you can do that. If you don't like the crowns and you want to opt out of it, you can go into your settings under YouTube, under privacy, and you can opt out of what's called leaderboard. I don't know what that does for you, but you won't get a crown. I cannot turn them off. I wish I could, because I don't like them. Let's see. Well, I don't know if it makes us all feel regal, Doug. It makes us feel like we're amongst royalty, though. But apparently, only very few get to be royal. Daniel Leslie, how you doing, Daniel? Okay, this is interesting. So you said Poem has a crown. Does anyone else see a crown on Poem? Because I don't. So maybe I've opted out of seeing crowns. Saw secrets, thought about going there, but did not go, Piper Okie. I just heard from Daniel Leslie, 1, 2, 3 comments above yours, James. Speak of the devil indeed. So you're saying, okay, so I've turned off this. So at least I don't have to see the crowns. So maybe that'll work for you. If you really don't like them, go into your settings, privacy, turn off leaderboard, and then you won't see the leaderboard. But if you like it, you can leave it up. Was Bad Monkey the place that they're mostly known for their breakfast, Piper Okie? It was very good breakfast. I got Scrapple. Doug, it's called the leaderboard, and I didn't bother to read it, but it's something about how often you comment or something. I don't know. And you can get stuff for it, apparently. It ties in with like channels that have membership and stuff, and they give out badges. But we're not that organized. Ah, busy week, Daniel. Understood. All right, Cole, go get those steaks. I didn't know Secrets was a club. I thought it was a restaurant, Piperoki, but I did not go clubbing anywhere. Not really much of a clubber. Lukester, if I had the ability to dole out crowns, you'd get one. Ronnie Ewing, the non-narcissist. Good to see you, Ronnie. You don't need no stinking batches. You're right, Chris. No, Big Dave, I didn't swim in the ocean because I'm not an 8-year-old boy. Um, I know that's going to make a lot of people mad, but I, I don't think, I don't think the beach. So I don't like the beach. Okay, I'll just be upfront with you about that. My wife loves it. I don't like it. I don't like the sand. I don't like. You go in the water and then you get the sand stuck to you and you can't get rid of it. So I'll go because I want to support her and spend time with her and all that. Um, but I will just sit there and read a book while she goes stands in the water, then comes and gets sand all over herself, and then complains about how hard it is to get the sand off her feet, and all the good stuff. I don't like the beach. I grew up on well, not I didn't grow up on the beach, but I spent every summer at the beach from like I don't know 5 years old to 21 years old. I've had enough beach. Piper on the 45. Good evening, sir. And Alex Saunders has got some Orlick Golden Slice and a Dr. Graybo. Very nice, Alec. Ooh, Oliva Series 5. That's a nice cigar there, Daniel. Chad Elliott, smoking GLP's Horizons. Very nice. Yeah, exactly, 1PS. Sharks and jellyfish? Nah. I just found out this trip, Piperoki, that Bad Monkey did something other than breakfast and brunch. Um, I don't know how late they're open. Like, do they do dinner? But yeah, really good breakfast food, and I got scrapple, which I was very happy that I got some scrapple. Being a Pennsylvania guy. Anadotisha Magazine. Did I pronounce that right? Good to see you. Hello and welcome. I'm fairly certain I can say welcome because I think I would have remembered Anadotisha Magazine. Poem, smoked Dunhill flake, fresh tea in a Vaughn bent pot, mocha pipe. Very nice. There you go, Lukester. That's the way to look at it. You could end up in Guam. This is true. Now, when I was a kid, I actually had a friend. His name was Charles. He his family lived in. We weren't from. My grandparents owned a house in West Wildwood, New Jersey, which was a little island just west of North Wildwood. Um, that sounds weird, but that's true. And I came one every summer. I'd see Charles, and hey, how's it going, Charles? And we'd pal around and whatnot. And one summer I went and there was no Charles, and the reason there was no Charles is Charles. I shouldn't laugh. He got caught in the riptide and drowned. It's very dangerous. Um, yeah, jellyfish stings hurt. Sutliff crumble cake for John Brett. Yeah, I did have a great time, and you can not like it and still enjoy it, but uh, I quite enjoy sitting there and reading a book. That is perfectly fine. Um, and I also discovered why people buy those big 24-ounce cups with the straw coming out of them, the big thermal cups, um, which also really helps pass the time. I would be Big Dave, but I don't want to show off. Riptide does sound like a bad rock band, or maybe a bad drummer in a rock band. The other problem with beaches is that they just bring out a side to people that I was joking. I was doing a little bit of sort of beach fashion critiques. Now I'm sitting there in a t-shirt and a pair of shorts, so I'm not one to talk, but I mean, do they have mirrors where people come from? I just don't know how. I'm not going to tell you some of the things I said. Some of the things I said got me in trouble. Um, so I'm not going to repeat them with my wife, not with other people. If other people heard them, I probably would have been hurt. But one thing, did I miss some law that made tattoos mandatory? Because I don't think I saw anyone on the beach that didn't have a tattoo. And I don't know. I think there are times when they can be okay, but when you see somebody that's, you know, maybe 20 years old and they've got half their body covered in tattoos, you just have to wonder what that's going to look like in 20 years. I don't know. Just seems like people aren't thinking ahead. Yeah, Flint Hill, the straws come in handy. Yeah, Gary, that's the kind of swimwear that really kind of scares me. Built like a wet blanket, Eric. I like that. Yeah, that's why you never get anyone's name on your body permanently, Doug. But apparently that's well, to be fair, most of the ones that I saw were designs. There were things like vines and you know patterns and wrought iron and barbed wire and that kind of stuff. I didn't see a lot of names or anything. Uh, Chad, that's my fear. And you're 43, I'm 59. So if I had a couple, I'd be like, yeah, I wish I hadn't done it, but it's not the end of the world for me. But you're a 19-year-old girl, and you're gonna want to go out on the beach 20 years from now. I don't know. I just think it's a different. Maybe I'm having a double standard there, but Bona Piper, it's not me. Before Big Dave jumps in and accuses me, that was not me at the lake. Good point, 1PS. You don't want to be identified. There was some paragliding creator. Yeah, there was some, not a lot of it, but a couple boats went by pulling paragliders. There's a bodybuilding competition in Carmel, Indiana tomorrow, says James Steidle. Anybody going to attend or watch? First I heard of it, James, but hey, Ghost Rider, that makes more sense to me. If you're in your, late 30s at least, and you want to start doing that, that's fine. But I think you got to be old enough to really make that decision. Maybe I'm being ageist now. I don't know. Oh, Eric the Blue Collar Pipe Smoker is going to be in Carmel, Indiana tomorrow. I mean, I have four, but I won't show them to you. Oh, James, that is really cool. Doug, that's a little odd, actually. Yeah, I'm not a fan of needles either, Lurker Troy. I guess it's a fashion statement, Ghost Rider, but man, I'd rather see them like get mohawks and things like that. At least they're reversible. Lick 'em and stick 'em. That makes sense, Troy. I believe there's an Old Testament verse that does condemn them, Doug. And I believe that if you're um, at least certain uh, strains of Judaism uh, do not allow them. Good question, Doug. Can we still call them Mohawks without getting yelled at? I don't know. Martina, that is just the truth. Yeah. You're correct, Flint Hill. It would not be binding for Christians because it's part of the Old Testament, Old Covenant. Um, I know there's at least one guy out there that knows this better than I do. But I don't think I think only the Orthodox Jews follow that. I could be wrong. They're broom cuts now, says Troy. Interesting. Good to see you, Mark, in Rhode Island. Huh, Doug, you went and offended Lukester's hawk. Oh, David, that is the way I love to make corn on the cob. It just tastes so good when you do it that way in the microwave. My mom and my grandmother, they used to husk it and then boil it forever, and it didn't taste like anything. Oh no, Big Dave, that's got to be terrible. Getting a misspelling in a tattoo. You know what's really funny? There's a YouTube channel. It's a Japanese woman, and she does a lot of videos like on Japanese product names that translate into really funny stuff in English. But occasionally she'll do tattoos that probably mostly Americans get that are Japanese characters and what they actually mean. And it's hilarious because some of these things I can't believe people wanted tattooed on themselves. That's interesting, James. That's very interesting. A good use of the temporary tattoo technology. Oh, Eric. Who let him in? You gonna pose for it, Mark? Uh, the best thing about this is I know there are people that are gonna watch this and not be able to see the comments, and they're gonna have no idea why that's so funny. Ah, put it on a device where you can see the live stream comments, because I'm not gonna repeat that. Grilling the corn over coals is really good too. It just I don't normally have hot coals available. I've always got the microwave available, so I default to that usually. Ah, okay. So the Old Testament term is a branding or a stamp used in slavery. Interesting. Tattooing is not as old as in Leviticus terminology. It's real. Ah, okay, Ronnie. I need to look that up. That's interesting. Oh, Big Dave, I don't want to even get into the permanent makeup stuff. That's just strange. No rag gets. Yeah. There you go, Chris. I tried to get one, Mark, but it kept wandering off. Savage Lee, good evening. Good to see you tonight. So in a desperate attempt to get us off the topic of tattoos in general, and Eric's in particular, uh, my beverage tonight, which is non-alcoholic, um, I was trying to remember the name of this stuff last week when we were talking about, not last week, the week prior. We were talking about potassium and electrolytes and all that kind of stuff. And of course I brought this and it does not have, well, the name's kind of on it. It's called LMNT. You can see that in the corner there. If anybody's interested, I'll hold this up. I get nothing for this. I just like this stuff. So you can take a picture of that, I think. I think that's how it works. This stuff is really good. It's little packets. You can see a little packet there that you put in the water. And you can adjust how much water you put in. And it's quite salty, but it also has some flavoring in it. So this one is actually lemon flavored. It's really, really good for rehydrating. Much better than something like Gatorade. And I had hoped that this actually had information on it about what the actual salts were, but it's quite quite well balanced, and it's above the U.S. RDA for most of them. The reason I started drinking it a while back was that I started to get really lightheaded and my blood pressure was dropping, and it turned out I wasn't getting enough salt. So yeah, this is good stuff. So if you have any issues with electrolytes, I recommend checking out LMNT. It would be good for a hot bike ride, Flint Hill. It definitely would be. But Briar Gecko, I don't think I saw you come in. Good to see you tonight. I get it, Savagely. I mean, I think it's a different personality type that goes for them, really. Oh, so you've had it, Flint Hill. Yeah. Yeah, the mango chili is good. It's actually surprisingly spicy. That's interesting, Ronnie. Well, scapula, um, it's S. It doesn't start with the E. It's just SCAPULA. Just refers to something that goes over the chest, I believe. So yeah, technically, I think that would be true. Oh, you know what? One PS, I never got that whole element T thing. I'm a little slow on the pickup sometimes. David G's got some Briarworks Smokehouse in a unique GBD Magnum Cavalier, and he says it's a nice blend. Cool. Eric, you said you'd never tell. Ah, interesting, Ronnie. So non-alcoholic IPAs and Pilsners, huh? Go brewing indeed. Another smokehouse smoker, Chris Weber. You would have probably have to do that during a 100-mile bike race. My goodness, Flino. I'm surprised you didn't just take a salt lick with you. Uh, is that tobacco or the actual person, Paragon Piper? I'm confused by your Google thing. Oh, Peter, I once again have various tempers. I got this guy here, which I forget the make of, that I mostly use for the little pokey bit. I got my Shap temper that gets down into the, and I got Mr. President here. Oh, David G. I never thought about that, but boy, that would not be fun. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be fun with the alcohol, but it would be much less fun without it. That sounds pretty good, Cole. Ron Hardcrackers, 2004 Black Locust Sun Bear and a Graybow Starfire. The Starfires are pretty cool. They're the ones where the stems can't get unaligned. Doug, I was going to ask if your refrigerator was running. I don't know where the Prince Albert thing came from. Steve Stazak, yes. When you can't figure out the truck, Jameson to the rescue, indeed. Hope you get it figured soon, though, buddy. Bad Dad, happy Friday to you. Cole's going with some GH Dark Flake and a Giuliano Spitalet decanted billiard. Very nice. Did I say 2004? Did he write 2004? It must have been 2024, right? 2024. Yeah. Ron Ron corrected me up there. Patrick's loading up the haunted bookshop. My haunted bookshop's lasting a long time tonight. No, Mark. No, it isn't. Spooky season starts October 1st. We've been through this before, Mark. If anybody has anything pumpkin flavored before October 1st, I'm not going to be very nice to them. Took me a minute to figure that out, Doug, but that's funny. How do you work a stem that's too tight to remove or install? Asks Rick Spence. If it's too tight to remove, put the pipe in the freezer for a bit. Put it in a plastic bag, put it in the freezer for like 15 minutes. Usually that'll get it out. If it's too tight to install, that's probably a problem that you're going to have somebody work on because you're going to need a lathe to turn the tenon down. I mean, you could try sandpaper, but it's sketchy to do it because you want to make sure you're taking off evenly all the way around. Then if you take off too much on one spot, you're going to have a weird fitting stem. So it's a hard one to fix yourself. No, it doesn't, Eric. Well, why are you guys picking July 5th as how you doing that just to annoy me? You're just trying to annoy me. It's bad enough I got to put up with Christmas in July, which is already started. Flint Hill, there's so many things I could say to you right now. I'm just going to bite my tongue. Oh, pumpkin tobacco? No, no, Cole. Mark, you're restraining yourself quite well this year. Let's see if you can get to, I don't know, at least fall before you start claiming Die Hard as a Christmas movie. You know what, Big Dave? You know what I think I'm going to do for you this year. I'm gonna get a copy of the Great Pumpkin, and we're going to do a Great Pumpkin live stream. It'll get blocked, but we'll enjoy it while it lasts. I am done with this bowl upon a bookshop, and I already know what I'm smoking next because I absent-mindedly loaded a pipe while I was getting the live stream set up and didn't realize that I wasn't going to have time to smoke it, but it's already loaded and lit. Lit once. It's more haunted bookshop. So, sorry. The rope smoking's going good, Jeffrey. I'm really enjoying it. And I was going to have some tonight, but like I said, I already got this pipe full of haunted bookshop going, but it's going well. Uh, by the way, next week will be the tobacco of the month for July, and I haven't yet done a impression video on the Black Irish Twist, so I'm probably going to not do that this Sunday. I'll probably do it the first Sunday in July. You know what, Big Dave? Don't let me forget. We'll do that. We'll do the Great Pumpkin live stream. That'll be fun. I'll have to take it down because YouTube will flag me, but it's okay. I win again, Peter. I thought I was doing so well tonight. I'm smoking a rock. That's funny, Flint Hill. Yes, we will. Okay. Great Pumpkin will be a thing in October for sure. I'll have to get a copy of it. I'm sure I can do that. I'll have to figure out how to stream it and do the audio. I'm sure I can do that. I've got since Halloween season doesn't start for many more months. I'll have plenty of time to sort that out. See what I did there? I've got my Europe, and it's already got Haunted Bookshop in it. So mushroom leg appears. Good to see you, Ray. So, Doug, by that logic, would Andy Reid be the great strawberry? Did you send it, Cole? Oh, these are great. This looks like something Eric would enjoy. I don't know if I should show the others, Cole. That's funny. To meditate. I think you're right, Mark. I think he's meditating. I think I did see her at the beach, Gary. Got to get me some of that, Cole. Oh, that is fantastic. Although I don't think I could smoke it. I've had the Sleepy Hollow, and I don't like it, um, which is an aromatic thing for the most part. And the Northwoods is okay, but puts a lot of Kia. The thought of that plus pumpkin spicy I guess it's more like pumpkin pie spice in Sleepy Hollow, not pumpkin itself, but boy, combining those two, I don't know. Oh, you've had that, Steve. Okay. It was a husband and wife from Pittsburgh that brought them to that meetup. But Steve is saying he got some at a Cigar Life meetup, so it must be going around. I don't know, Flint Hill. I don't know if I would smoke that, but Mushroom Leg would smoke it. And creator, I know what you want me to do. I'm just trying not to. I like to for spooky season, Mark. I like to smoke haunted bookshop just for a change. Ah, it was the same meetup. Okay, cool. Eric, I'm getting a little concerned at the number of tattoos that you have that involve Mark. I just think there might be something wrong there. Sorry. I'm just a little concerned about you. Steve says it wasn't bad, Cole. So I have four mushroom leg. Ah, now Steve's gonna backtrack and say he's had better. Okay. Okay. Oh no, Mark. No, no. I had hoped you weren't gonna go in that direction. Hello, cigar smoking couch. Good to see you, buddy. Yes, Big Dave, he did. And he called it Little Buddy. Poem, I have to admit I've never heard that old comedy line. Don't think too hard, Ray. You'll hurt yourself there. They're not that interesting. Alan Hale and Bob Denver did not get along? Really? That's interesting because they were in several things together. Uh, After Gilligan's Island, even. Oh, that'll be cool, Cole. English Luxury 17 for Smooth Piper. Boy, you really outlasted me there, Peter, with your haunted bookshop. You must have one of them big pipes of yours. No, they're not science related. They're medical. You know, Flint Hill, that is just wrong in many ways. Oh, it's a running joke I have with my wife. Um, so I had to get radiation therapy when I had cancer, and to align that, they actually put four single dots on me that are permanent tattoos, and I don't. They're like on both sides up here, and then one on either side here. Actually, there's one in the center. Now I think of it. I guess they triangulate. Anyway, I got four dots. That's it. They're just single dots, and I did make the mistake of when they were about to put them on, I said, okay, can you make this one say mom and make that one an anchor? And the nurse just looked at me and said, do you know how many times I've heard that? Didn't even smile. Uh, but I do sometimes joke with my wife. I'll say things like, I think I know what I want for my fifth tattoo. Where'd the time go indeed? Oh my goodness. Where did the time go? Is that? Oh, okay. We still got 20 minutes. But thank you, Patrick. You think I should connect the dots? I don't know, Big Dave. You know, Eric, if I was going to get one, oh my goodness. I don't like that guy. I'm a human Sassini. Okay, Ray, you earned this.
CaneRod much for two. Full pipe love is the place for you if you like pipes and chatting, and especially if you being merry and is hotter than ginger.
I forgot that I have to switch back to the other audio. The image that would come up with that just stopped coming up, so I'm disappointed in that. Big Dave's gonna puke. I'm sorry, Big Dave. I forgot. I wasn't supposed to do that when you were around. But Big Dave, you're gonna get the Great Pumpkin, so you know. that guy Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's just said some things that are just odd, uh, scientific things. Like I heard him he had a podcast, which I have to admit I never listened to, but I listened to other people talk about it, and some of his answers to questions were just weird. I think you're right about Russell Johnson, Bad Dad. Something I wanted to bring up. Somebody earlier said that Bob Denver and Alan Hale didn't get along, and I don't know if that's true or not. But somebody sent me this video recently, a friend of mine, and it was more sent from a what the heck point of view, like why was this even a thing? And the video was why who played Tarzan? Weissmuller? Was it Johnny Weissmuller? I think that's right. Why the guy that played Tarzan, who I think was Johnny Weissmuller, hated Raymond Burr. And it was this full 20-minute video of why they hated each other. And my friend sent it to me because he was like, well, why did they even know one another? Like, did they, yeah, like they never worked together as far as we could recall. Um, I'm talking about him now, Doug, but I'm not going to talk about what you wanted me to talk about. Yeah, that's because he wasn't Gary. That was just a vicious rumor. So, anyway, in case you don't know, I just really like Perry Mason, and I think Raymond Burr and Perry Mason was like the definition of a man's man. And then people bring up these slanderous things about Raymond Burr that probably were true, but I won't admit it. Why am I talking about Raymond Burr? Oh, yes. So there's a couple of other videos on YouTube claiming that these two hate one another. And so I started to research it, and there's absolutely no evidence that this is true. They were only ever in one thing together, like in the 50s, and it was like a TV series of some sort or the other, and they both just happened to be in it. That they never worked together, they never were known to socialize. That there's just no evidence for this. But for some reason, this is something, and it's these AI generated videos where they're just spewing out stuff to get views. Um, Maybe because he shot Alexander Hamilton. Maybe. Burr was in the Americanized version of the original Godzilla. His parts were filmed separately. So the original Godzilla was a Japanese movie, and to play it in America, they shot scenes with Raymond Burr and worked them into the movie. It's really well done. I mean, I did not know that for like the first 20 times I saw that movie. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting that there are these videos that are just clearly false, just completely fabricated, and they're just presented as being, you know. So I worry about the effect of things like that when I see things like Alan Hale and Bob Denver hated one another. Your dad was at Iwo Jima and Okinawa, Troy. That's really something. Tarzan was on trial and pleaded no contest. Why do I feel like that's a one-line joke that I'm not getting? Did Phil Rivera come in? Hey, Phil, how's it going? Flint Hill, that's the strongest thing I've ever heard said about Hamilton. I know, Doug. I know. Eric, I started to read that comment and I thought I knew where you were going and you went a completely different direction. David, I don't think AI fact checks AI, and that's a problem because since AI trains on the internet, as more of the internet it becomes AI generated, it's going to be training on its own garbage, and eventually it's going to degrade to the point where it's going to be unusable. Um, Now, I'm sure people realize that and they're going to try to fix it in some way, but then you have to start policing what is and isn't true, which leads to other problems, as we well know. Insert no choker here. Okay, Phil. Chokra. Chakra? Oh, okay, Phil. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I might get that tattoo too. I bet that was an interesting response, Flithill. Wow, Medal of Honor at Iwo Jima. That's something cool. And those guys went through hell. Weissmuller could pull off the fig leaf, I'm sure. Pull off that didn't come out right. You know what I mean. Movies before code were different, yes. That's funny, Patrick. That's a great one. I found, speaking of movies before code, I found a couple of YouTube channels that have, well, actually, I haven't found channels. I found playlists of silent movies, and there's a lot of them on YouTube, and it's really kind of fun. I like some that I've never seen, and there's something really different about a silent movie. They're just it's a different experience. You're much more involved in it, I think. And yeah, they're entertaining. So if you ever have nothing to do, check out some silent movies on YouTube. Metropolis is a good one, Flint Hill. Yeah. Is that true, Poem? I always thought that Hitchcock chose black and white on purpose. I mean, I don't think that movie would be as scary in color, especially the shower scene. Blade Runner Radio? Not familiar with that, Phil. I listen to Babbling Brook every night to fall asleep. But it's funny. I have the YouTube Home Assistant things, and if you tell that to play it, it plays something that just loops all night. But when I was in the hotel, I asked my phone to play it, and it played some music uh, list list playlist music playlist. So I had to actually go in and search for Babbling Brook Sleep or something like that, and it only played it once, but I fell asleep by then. I know Technicolor was a thing at the time, Poem, but I thought he chose black and white on purpose, not for monetary reasons, but for artistic reasons. I could be wrong about that. Hitchcock was crazy, by the way. He was, there's some stories about him that are just bizarre. Oh, Kurosawa was a master black and white film. Absolutely. Night of the Hunter. That's ringing bells, Eric, but I can't place it. Sensei McGiggles. You're never too late. Backcountry Piper, how you doing, Mark? It has been a while. Good to see you. Good to see you. And don't worry, you're never too late. No, David G, don't give anybody any ideas. I used to. What did they do to me? Stop playing. So when I play music on YouTube on through the Google Assistant on YouTube, and I wanted to stop, I'll say stop playing, and somebody made a stop playing playlist. It was like horrible rap music or something. So every time I try to stop it from playing, it would start playing this playlist. Eventually, I think YouTube caught up with them and fixed it, but it was really annoying because then I had to say things like turn off the music or something like that. Kind of annoying, but it works again. You can say stop playing again. So don't give many ideas. Yeah, he was unhinged indeed. There's a story about him. I may get the details wrong here. I'm talking about Hitchcock in response to Doug Owen's comment. He was doing some movie with a little girl, and they were in an amusement park, and he needed the little girl to be afraid. And he asked her if she wanted to go for a ride on the Ferris wheel, and she put her on the Ferris wheel and ran it up, and then stopped it and turned out all the lights in the park, which you can imagine was, I mean, that would terrify me. let alone being a little girl. I know that story. I don't remember the movie or any of the details about it. I might have some of the details wrong, but that's one of the things he did that was just, he wasn't kind to his actors, apparently. You're going to have a one bowl night, creator? That's impressive. I'm almost through this second one, but we only got a couple minutes to go. Robert Mitchum is, okay, Doug. Thank you. That I do know that movie. Yes. Young Frankenstein is a great example of using black and white. Yeah. Open the close or close the open. I could try that, Phil. It was Strangers on a Train. Okay, thank you, Doug. Yes, the Young Frankenstein quotes are going to roll in. Indeed, mushroom like. It was sadistic, yeah. But he got what he wanted. I didn't know Hitchcock's wife was involved, Christian. That's interesting. Oh, those Brickhouse cigars are good, Mark. Yeah, I do like those. He once said that actors are sheep, mushroom leg. Oh, that would be cool. I've never seen him interviewed. That would be really cool, Doug. I'll have to look up that Dick Cavett interview. What was the black and white movie with Brando in the South, kind of Madam's House kind of thing? Asks Phil Rivera. I don't know. Ah, so she did help out with script writing. Okay, thank you, Paul. Well, folks, you can't see it, but I've nearly reached the end of my salty lemonade. So I think we're gonna call this one Streetcar Named Desire. That's probably it, Rob Link. Phil, that's probably what you're thinking of. North by Northwest is a great movie. Yeah. So, folks, I'm going to call it a night. So I want to thank you all for joining me. This has been a lot of fun, and we talked about a lot of things I never would have guessed we talked about, as per usual. I think tonight when I go upstairs and my wife asks me what I talked about, I'm just going to say, nothing much, and leave it at that. Highlight of my week as well, Patrick. And I missed you guys last week, so it was really great coming back and seeing so many of you coming back and join me tonight and make it a great one. So I'll be back on Sunday with a Sunday video. I'm gonna do a vacation story, and I'll do the Irish Black twist review impressions the following week. But we will do Tobacco of the Month next week, so be sure to show up for that so you get your vote counted, because it's important to vote early and vote often. So everybody have a great weekend, and I hope you all take care. Oh, I think next Friday might be July 4th, which probably won't bother me, but just so you all know. And if you got better things to do on 4th of July, that's fine. But I think I'll be here. So anyway, take care, and until we meet again, have a good one.